Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Grady Stadium. We're live here on Saturday, May 14th, 2016, watching our Atlanta Phoenix take on the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. I have my sidekick next to me, Mr. Adam Collins. How you doing today, Adam?
I'm doing great.
All right.
Give me a little bit, but other than that, I'm good.
Well, we just made kickoff. We're having some wonderful technical issues that I blame on our cameraman, Cody Walton. But we're going to be working through this together, all three. There's a little wind background because it's a windy day here in Atlanta. All right, getting ready for the kickoff. The Phoenix will be receiving. Good deep kick all the way down to the 15. Phoenix takes it up the field, breaks one tackle, continuing to move up the field, gets a little daylight, and the kicker takes her down. That's her job. That's what she's supposed to do, so she was the last line of defense. Adam, did you think they were going to go all the way on that one?
Well, I thought Teasley might take it all the way on that one. She needed one more block.
Either that or she should have just put on the brakes. You know, the old Top Gun theory. They'll just fly right by.
Officials timeout there.
It's always a nice way to get started for the game. We'll be able to recap you from last week's. Phoenix were on a bye. We'll give you a little bit of update about where their playoff chances are and also where the Jacksonville Dixie Blues will be. Phoenix comes to the line, I formation. Quick handoff. She takes it right up the middle to the right side, gets right down to about a 7-yard gain. Now, Coach, tell me what that kind of offense is based on what you're seeing.
Just looks like a spread.
All right. When they do that kind of half shotgun, half center, they're not really committing to a whole 7 yards on the shotgun. What's the purpose of that?
Well, many a slip betwixt a cup and a lip. That getting that shotgun snap sometimes is a real problem. And you put that ball on the ground and you just wasted a play.
As we speak, the ball just goes straight down to the ground. And right around a 5-yard loss leaves about 3rd down and 8.
McKinney on the play there.
We'd like to welcome all our viewers here at Grady Stadium watching us live on YouTube. We're on a 3rd down and long, right around 3rd down and 8. Another problematic with the snap. She's not able to break loose. That defense is stifling to start off. They allowed one long run, but said, no, sir, going to leave a 4th down and long.
They're number 7 and they're number 11 in the league defensively, so they're pretty stout.
Jacksonville has come in 7th in the league on defense, so we're expecting probably a very tough game, maybe even a low-scoring game. 11th in the game. Thank you. We don't call him the best spot man in the world for nothing, ladies and gentlemen. What it looks like, the Phoenix will be going for it on 4th down.
Got twins left. Pistol. Here comes motion.
Could see our first pass.
It's toss.
Quick toss.
She might make it. That's a Phoenix 1st down.
They love that little quick pitch coming right out of the gun.
That's a nice, tough run by Teasley. She's been their offense so far.
Well, throughout the season, she's been a workhorse for the Phoenix.
My mistake. That's Smith. That's Brittany Smith.
We apologize if we don't have. We'll make sure we name out the best we can concerning rosters. Fake.
Play action.
She's
She's
wide,
wide open.
Oh.
Oh.
Both the announcers gave a nice little gasp. Nothing worse when you see a wide open receiver and the ball just did not look like it had enough air to get to her.
You got to make that connection. Back in my day, we used to say run the ball. The reason why is because only 3 things can happen when you throw it. 2 of those are bad.
And those 2 things would be what?
Incomplete, interception.
I'm just quizzing him here on a nice Saturday afternoon to make sure he knew what those 2 things were bad.
Because I'm old.
Yes, and wiser. Another quick pitch.
Quick pitch.
And as for right now, I don't know if they have an answer to that quick pitch.
Good vision right there. That's the way to see the cutback.
It's going to leave a short 3rd down.
I'd say 3rd and 3. Maybe a short 4.
Ball's on the 16. Sorry for the movement of the camera. He's getting used to it. He's a rookie right now, and he'll get his training wheels off here hopefully by the 2nd quarter.
Pistol set off to the left. There's a snap.
Oh, handoff to the fullback.
Fullback,
and
right.
She's taking it all the way down to the 5-yard line. That's a little quick. And the number 20, Thomas, could be. We probably won't get the numbers down until the sun goes down.
That was a nice play. That looked like power right there with that guard wrapping.
Well, they love that quick handoff to the fullback, especially if they're feeding the quick pitch like they're doing with the toss, to hand it and do a little counter almost.
Come back up underneath.
Oh, and they don't even see it coming. That got them a nice 1st down and goal with ball on the 5.
In the pistol, wide outs to each side. There's a snap. Deep handoff.
Almost felt like she handed that ball off on the 10-yard line.
Smith made the best of a bad situation right there. Wasn't a whole lot of protection up front. Lots of penetration.
I enjoy a windy day here, but I'll be glad to see the wind settle down a little bit once the sun goes down. It's going to leave us a 2nd down and about 4. She was able to get 1 yard, but it felt like she ran for 7.
Deep pistol, baby.
Another quick pitch, and she's going to take it in for a score. Touchdown, Phoenix. Good opening drive for the Atlanta Phoenix. They were able to take it off that nice, wonderful kickoff all the way down for a touchdown.
If I'm the Phoenix, I run toss and quick pitch until their nose bleeds.
We don't call him coach for nothing. I'm closing these windows. And with the miss of the extra point, going to leave the score 6-0 in favor of the Atlanta Phoenix.
That's a big play defensively. Wise old coach used to tell me when things like that would happen, that could be the difference.
Yes. Starting off early, we'll have to see how that offense goes. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back. We're back live here at Grady Stadium. Followed by a touchdown, the Phoenix will be kicking off. We'll see what Jacksonville has to offer on the offensive front of the.
Short kick. Fumbled.
Got a great that mishandling of the snap. She's trying to find a place to go. She's going backwards, trying to find a way, and eventually makes it for about a 5-yard loss, starting on the 15.
Looks like Reed ran her out of bounds right there.
I think number 56.
I thought it was 88.
88, 56. We'll get those numbers down. The most important thing is the Phoenix ran them out of bounds. It was a good job for her to be able to stop the ball from rolling backwards, but going backwards, there's no gains at that point.
Special teams are 1/3 of the game.
All right, let's see what the Jacksonville offense has to offer.
They're just coming out in the eye. Like a false start right there, but
They're not going to call it, but that defense swarmed to the ball. They were trying to do a typical I formation, handing it off to the tailback, and there was too much penetration deep into the offensive line. Those linemen did not decide to block that play.
no.
At this time, we'd like to thank 4 Management Services for being the Atlanta Phoenix official partner. We're here live first quarter of the game versus the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. Quick handoff to the fullback. She must be about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. She's taking the ball right there and going to get some gains. It looks like they almost got back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like the tackle on the play was number 77 for the Phoenix. They're going to call a warning. Nope, they're going to go ahead and throw the flag. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Jacksonville Dixie Blues.
That's what we call a drive killer.
Well, the nice thing is if you were going to do a 15-yard penalty, do it inside the 10 so it's half the distance. So it turns into only about a 5-yard penalty.
Double sticks here. It's like they're going to try to throw it. Got a twins look. Got a gun.
And the answer is they can throw and catch. The question is, will we catch them? And the answer is yes, but not after nearly a 60-yard gain for the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wanted to see some passing and catching, we've just witnessed a good 60-yard gain. Number 21, 22 for the Phoenix were able to come down from behind. And that was realistically, it was a foot race at that point for them.
That's a touchdown saving tackle right there.
And the nice thing is she held on as long as she could to make sure that she didn't get a chance to break loose.
Yeah, the cavalry is coming.
We're first down and 10 with the ball on the 34 for the Blues. We've opened up for a 2-for-2 on passing. Right around a 5-yard gain for the Blues. And we've seen this is our 3rd game here for the Phoenix. And this is the first throw and catch action that I've seen in quite a while, which is nice to see. Between the running of the Phoenix and the Blues to step back and actually do some nice throw and catch. And for those individuals watching some old school, it reminds me of a Tecmo reference. It's a nice 1-2-3 slant.
jet sweep.
And she's able to find the gap all the way down to the 19-yard line. No flags on the play. 44 for the Phoenix. Were able to tackle her and come from behind and be able to get her out of bounds. But that will give the Blues a first down. And just like the Phoenix's opening drive, the Blues are doing the same thing, taking their ways down inside the 20. We've been able to solve the wind problem. However, now it's beginning to become hot in here. And not even a Nelly style hot.
Still in the gun. Here comes that jet motion.
They fake the jet. Nice tight end pop pass, but there's an interception, ladies and gentlemen. The Phoenix are taking it to the 20. The 25, the 30. She's taking it up the sideline, looking for her blockers, and is pushed out on the 49-yard line. Number 2 for the Atlanta Phoenix. Great job. That is what we call a game-changing moment. And as we go ahead and change on to the offensive side of the ball, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Emory Sports Medicine and Atlanta Women's Flag Football, for being an official sponsor here at the game today. But most importantly, I'd like to also say thank you for Management Services for being our partner this year in the 2016 season. A nice pass to the fullback. Gain of about 6 yards. The old anything you can do, I can do better. I think it got a little bit exciting. They saw them passing, so hey, we can pass.
Well, the most unutilized area in passing football is the flats.
Yes, because it takes a little bit of speed to get out there in the first place to cover the flats.
You're asking one of those inside linebackers to make it out there. It's just not going to happen.
And the fullback is trying to go ahead and gain a first down as she drove herself all the way down to the 40-yard line. That was all her 6 yards right there.
It's what we call BYOB, be your own blocker.
Didn't know where you were going with that at BYOB. I was thinking something changed up here in the announcing room. I only have my Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not trying to plug anything. Fumble on the play, recovered by the Blues. We've seen 2 turnovers here in the past 2 minutes. That's the way for the Dixie Blues to actually step up after that interception to say, hey, we're not going to allow you to have 6 more points on our defense.
Looks like McKinney's having a pretty good game. Looks like she came up with the ball that time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second time we've seen the Blues on offense.
We're back up under center.
I'm going to guess a quick handoff. Nope, toss pitch. She's looking for her blockers, trying to get outside. She just doesn't have the speed, and that offense cannot block right now. That defense is swarming to the ball.
Tell you what, that end setting the edge was the difference right there.
Couple of recaps on where we're at standing-wise, or at least record-wise, for the Atlanta Phoenix. We come into this game for the Atlanta Phoenix at 3-2. Last week we were on a bye. The week before we took our second loss to the DC Divas on an away game. As for the Jacksonville Dixie Blues, they're sitting at a nice 4-1 with a nice victory last week against the Daytona Wave Runners, 40-20. She gets back and passes deep. We almost saw another INT by number 2. Nope, that'd be number 21. Sorry about that. But going through common opponents, both teams have taken a loss by the same individuals, Tampa Bay Infernos. The Phoenix lost the opening game to the Infernos, and then that following week, Jacksonville, week 2, actually lost to them as well. So as for common opponents, those are the 2 games that they are similar. So this really is coming down to a playoff match between the 2. We're 3rd down and long, right around 3rd down and 15, with the ball on the 45. She drops back for a pass. Overthrew her opponent, or receiver, not the opponent.
Well, the opponent too.
Yes, they did.
Nobody caught the ball. There's a snap. She gets it away. It's taking it about the 28. Number 2's around the edge. She's got some room. Oh. I think the blocker took the worst of that one right there.
I tell you, with this sun coming down, it's almost so hard to see that laundry if there was anything from the flags from the refs.
That's always where I look when there's a big run.
Right, especially when you wonder about the crackbacks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're starting the 3rd series of the game for the Phoenix. Score is 6-0 Atlanta over Jacksonville.
Looks like the Blues are going to take a timeout and talk about it.
With that, we will take a break and we'll be right back. Thank you for joining us here with the Atlanta Phoenix football. Coming out of the timeout, we're going to see what the Jacksonville Dixie Blues, see if they made any adjustments they needed to do.
Phoenix going straight up to the ball. They're not going to huddle. That same pistol gun look.
Their famous quick pitch to the left.
Oh, come on now.
Nice move.
Oh, that's a great stiff arm right there.
And for the touchdown. Love to hit the replay button on that one. That was a nice run. Great job, number 12. Making the score, Atlanta Phoenix 12, Jacksonville Dixie Blues 0. So we got a big run, a big interception, turnover by the Phoenix.
Looks like they're going to go for 2.
Trying to even this point up to back to 14.
Oh, she's in.
That's touchdown or extra point.
She walked in almost uncontested on that. That was nice.
Well, I feel like the offensive staff for the Atlanta Phoenix has found a couple of nice little toys, and they're not going to stop playing them.
Like I said, I run a toss to their nosebleeds. The worst thing a coach can do is outthink himself.
Well, I'm famous for doing that. I constantly do that right now in the middle of this broadcast. It's good times for us all. And Coach Collins, thanks for joining me here tonight on a wonderful May 14th here at Grady Stadium.
Well, this is a great time to come out and see some good football.
I enjoy when we can see some winning football. It's nice when that's the case.
Well, so far so good. There's a kick, it's a squib. But it stays in, Everybody's just looking at it.
And that's a live football. Great tackle down to the 20-yard line.
I think that's
Number 10, Carson with the tackle.
The hair, I can't see because of the hair. Some of these ladies, I'm having a tough time with the numbers. They got long hair.
Well, if you just need to spend some time in the memory department. We all knew that was number 10 except you, Coach Collins.
Well, I am getting older.
I wasn't going to say anything.
You think they come out under center or in the gun here?
Well, right now you're down 14-0. The one thing that you do not necessarily want to do is start pressuring and worrying about the game itself. You've got plenty of time. We're still in the first quarter.
They're in the gun. I think they're going to look to throw it here.
I'm going to say a 3-yard and slant has been the most successful.
She drops back.
And there's the slant.
You called it.
Ooh. And I think the Phoenix defense called it too.
Yep. Looked like number 44 on the play right there, trying to separate the receiver from her soul.
I'm just glad she got back up. When you hang your receiver out there, not necessarily to dry, but to head down a road that you necessarily don't want.
Tell you what, once upon a time I played offensive tackle, and the tight end that played next to me used to call that the death pass. Because you can guarantee a linebacker's going to pop you.
Another pass for the Blues, and it's a touch and go, and she is, not able to bring it down.
You can credit the defensive line with that incompletion. Good pressure up front.
Definitely pressure. That's when we almost call a pass breakup by the defensive line right there.
No doubt.
Third down and 10. Official timeout. I'd like to thank our cameraman for joining us today, Mr. Walton, coming all the way here from Atlanta. We're still in Atlanta, so it's not that far, but we're glad he's joining us. The nice thing is we have about 8 people watching us right now, so you have 8 fans, and that's what's important. So tell your friends, your neighbors, I'm going to tune into a little bit of Atlanta Phoenix action. The Braves are playing. You can mute that and turn your computer on. There's no NBA tonight, first time in 30 days. And she's back for a pass again, and it's a chunk and go. And she reaches up and catches it.
What a grab.
Oh, great grab by number 32 for the Jacksonville Dixie Blues.
She climbed the ladder for that one.
We almost felt like she almost had that catch the first time, but it was too much pressure. I think they found a little bit of height advantage right there. Another pass for the Blues. Incomplete pass leaves up a second down and 10.
Second long out of that doubles look.
Tight end comes down. There's your jet sweep.
There's number 44 again.
I just don't feel like they have the speed for the outside.
44's done a good job. They're doing a good job of setting the edge, that defensive end on the right side. The Blues not huddling, just going from the line.
No, they're getting plays called in, watching the coach from the sideline. Another motion, fake jet sweep, another toss and go, and she overthrows both the defensive back and the receiver, leading for a 4th down and long.
Looks like there was some miscommunication on the route there. Somebody zigged where they should have zagged on that one.
The only drawback about throwing every play, you don't give your defense much time to rest if you're 3 and out.
Oh, no, sir. I guarantee the Blues defensive coordinator is losing his mind right now.
Well, they're going to punt this ball away, and the Phoenix are still going to be able to have another possession. We're looking at number 5 here in the first quarter.
There's that snap. Looks like somebody got a piece of that one.
Either that or if it came off the top of her shoe.
Looked like number 18 might have got a hand on it. I can't tell if she did or if it just came off weird.
One of those pressure punts where you get a little nervous and you just throw it up. That's going to leave us.
Standing back there, it feels like that ball takes forever to get there.
And with 33 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Phoenix takes over again, leading 14-0.
Great field position. They've definitely won the field position battle today. Great special teams plays made that happen.
In all 3 places, I mean, the extra point, not the extra point, the kickoff, the punt return, and now the bad punt.
Whoa.
I can't even make a comment on that.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say give her 6.
Yes, that's.
Somebody said open the gates, and she hit the right button. I don't even think I can work that fast on the PlayStation remote control to move that self down the line. No flags on the play. We're going to give her 6.
Pretty sure Moses was on the field just now because they parted like the Red Sea on that one.
They did, or the Green Sea, depending. Yeah. It's very ocean-like, so I could see a sea being parted.
No doubt.
By the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. And what seemed to be a 6-0 close game has now opened up to 20-0 with only 26 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Low snap right there. Great job.
She was able to stop her from getting in. She was able to break almost 2 tackles. So with the score 20-0, as a coach thought process there, Coach Collins, where are we going with this? I mean, the one thing that you don't want to do is pressure, but they don't have a running game. Dixie Blues don't.
20-0. I may start looking at some coverages because I don't think that they can get outside of me. And it's tough business making a living between the tackles.
Well, I almost can feel like the Phoenix would just pin their ears back now and go after, especially the quarterback, if they're going to throw it every 3 downs.
Well, I think that the Blues are starting to feel like they're going to have to throw the ball because, a couple more 3 and outs, and this game could get out of hand.
Well, in the Women's Football Alliance, the one thing that matters is the scores. That's the way if certain teams are tied towards the end of the year, the team that scores more points than the other team will get a certain amount of jumping ability over those individuals. So it's almost every point matters at this point. I've watched them early on in the season rack up 72 points on a team and continue to go for it on 4th down. They let the ball hit the ground again, and she's looking for a place to go.
Blues seem to really be having a tough time on special teams.
I'd like to blame the sun and her eyes. Well, we'll go with that until the sun goes down here in the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, looking into the sun is no good. Those poor people back there returning the ball. I mean, you're just standing there. You're standing still while the ball's coming at you and somebody's running at you full speed. That's a tough job. Bless you.
As our cameraman decided to sneeze, scared me for a second. I didn't know what happened. I thought something went sideways with our cameraman.
Seems like the pollen's getting more than just me.
I know. It'd be nice if we had a cough button here for the audio, but we're not that advanced yet. So with 9 seconds left to go in the first quarter, the Dixie Blues start from the 31-yard line.
They're back under center. I'm guessing toss right here. Either that or play action.
And the answer I have, if they run north to south, they're going to have more opportunities. They were able to gain 6 yards on that particular play.
Just a nice off the right side right there.
It is. It was a good hole, too. That's going to end the first quarter with the score 20-0. We want to thank everybody for joining us as we start the second quarter here shortly. Ford Management Services is the official partner of the Atlanta Phoenix, plus Emory Sports Medicine and Atlanta Women's Flag Football for joining in their efforts to help Atlanta Phoenix be all they can be. We'll be right back. Thank you for joining Atlanta Phoenix Football. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, starting the second quarter.
Anyone interested in finding any more information about women's football, go to WFA.com, Women's Football League.
The only thing you have to do is Google search it, Women's Football Alliance. They got their championship this year in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And that'll take place at the end of July. Another handoff by the Dixie Blues. And just like that, changes a little bit. A first down for the Blues. I almost want to state that the defense for the Phoenix have the ears pinned back like we said, and they're not staying and with their rules of watching for the run.
This might be a really smart move by the Blues coaches here. Instead of trying to pass the ball, to not panic because it's still early, and coming out and running this power football. Because it does a couple things. Not only does it help you advance the ball, but it also keeps the ball away from your opponent.
Well, also, I think the defensive coordinator looked at that offensive coach and said, if you pass that ball 3 more times in a row, I'm going to go get on the other side where there's shade.
No doubt. Every defensive coordinator I've ever worked with would have been running up and down the sideline like a banshee.
Another handoff. Little gain, maybe 2 yards.
Coming out in just that power eye with a double lead right there. Good job up front by the Phoenix, though. That's where it's won and lost, is up front.
My statistician is writing some notes, getting ready to do analysis in the second half. Oh, they're going to call timeout for the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. With that, we'll be right back. Thank you for joining Atlanta Phoenix Football, brought to you by 4 Management Services, our official partner. Coming out of the timeout for the Dixie Blues. 2nd down and long. We're just at the start of the second quarter. Atlanta Phoenix ahead 20-0.
They're back to the gun.
Oh, overhead. Is that a live ball? No, we're going to call.
It's a false start, it looks like. Boy, that's a lucky turn of events right there.
Well, I'm going to blame it on the center. And that's the easiest way since I was the old center days to be able to do that. Somebody didn't know the snap count.
I'll tell you what, as a coach, I blame that one on the quarterback. You're supposed to be an athlete back there and catch that football.
That thing shot right past her.
I mean, right through her hands.
Loss of 5 is going to leave right around 2nd down and 14.
I still think they avoided disaster on that one. This is almost certainly a passing down.
Well, we have ran the ball 3 or 4 times by the Dixie Blues, so I feel like that they get that opportunity that now they can pass it.
There's that jet sweep.
She tries to get to the corner. Can she get to the numbers and get around? Looks like she got right back to the line of scrimmage, right around 5-yard gains from the original line of scrimmage.
Looked like number 10, Courtney Carson, ran her out right there. Third and 9. Blues coming up to the line. They're going to be in that gun pistol. Twins off to the left side. And it was the jet, but it looked like they tried to X block it right there off tackle, trying to skinny up underneath. Where I come from, we call that ice.
Well, it leaves realistically a 4th down and long. We're going to punt the ball away. And I'm not for constantly going for it on 4th down, especially down 20-0. 0. We definitely hope that there's a better punt coming.
Blues having a little trouble with personnel.
Question is where the snap's going to go.
And it's a low snap.
She's able to get it off, and finally she was able to get toe to ball. But she takes it on the run, number 2. And they're going to call a block in the back on the Atlanta Phoenix. Going to take it probably back another 15 yards, starting right around the 25.
That you said.
The refs are in a discussion. If our cameraman can zoom in on the refs, maybe we can figure out what they're talking about. Oh, Whitecap's going to make a decision. Block in the back on the Phoenix. So the Phoenix will be starting right around roughly about 11 minutes to go in the second quarter here at Grady Stadium. This is really a must-win situation for the Atlanta Phoenix, and I would say that if we could win roughly by 40 plus, it's a good victory. It's a victory that leads to next week's away game against the Alabama Fire, and that's coming down to who's going to come out of the Southeastern Division.
It's a real shame on that penalty there. Eliminates a good return.
Starting on the 22-yard line for the Phoenix, first down and 10.
Looks like this quarterback sweep right there.
They almost felt like it was a wildcat because number 2 was the quarterback. That was the first time she took the center snap.
She's quite an athlete. She's been the one that's had all the good returns.
Plus playing defense.
Well, you got to keep your best athletes on the field as often as possible without exhausting them.
You also want them to, as quickly as much as possible, to be able to have touches as well.
Flip it tight end.
Hand off to the tailback. She takes it
Big
right up
hole.
the middle. Big hole. We're at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, 5. Touchdown, Phoenix. Give them 6. And that changes the game right there. Coach Collins just changes the game up. Now we're at 26-0 with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. That was, what, a 60-yard touchdown run?
Oh, easy.
No, it's even more than that. We were sitting at a 70-yard run.
That was nice. Right
Once
off
she got
tackle
through
there.
that second level, you're right.
That was a big hole. She had two Blues closing on her, and she just found another gear right there.
Right around the 30-yard line.
That's what you got to do. You got to run to score.
Going for 2 here. Increase the score to 28. We'll see how they do on the 2-point conversion. Hand off to the tailback. She's able to push herself in. And it's good. We had to get quiet there based on I was waiting for a ref signal on the side and didn't get it. So,
Just an ISO. They're just, tell you what, that running game, that off-tackle running game is absolutely killing the Blues right now.
well, with the lack of numbers, you do wonder, from a person that's been losing 28-0 at half before in my life, You wonder where the level of intensity is going to go. Do you lay down or do you continue to fight? I'm hoping that we're going to see a fight from the Blues based on their record 4-1. We've seen them score points. We've seen them been able to make a difference on the offensive side. But what we thought was going to be a defensive struggle game, it really turned out to have the Phoenix enjoying that week off last week. They've just been energized here at Grady Stadium.
The Blues, again, having problems with personnel and special teams.
And nobody's there. Ball's on the ground again. She kicks it all the way back to the 20. But good, solid tackle right around the 27-yard line for the Atlanta Phoenix.
I will tell you, special teams is absolutely killing the Blues today.
It's one of those things that you need to work on every time in practice, and do you have time to work on it? That's always the question.
You know, a lot of times you just hope the guys can remember how to run and tackle, and it's really that simple.
28-0. Roughly about 10 minutes left to go in the second quarter. I'm hoping we're going to see some running plays here by the Blues, right off tackle. I do not need to see a pass go in the air if you're that defensive coordinator for the Blues.
If you're the Blues right here, you're down by 28, but you've got to start chewing some clock to give your defense some rest.
All right. Little throw and catch, 3-yard slant, gives them about 4 yards.
Number 8 on the play right there. Cassidy winning.
Second down and a long 5. She throws on her back heel. A little miscommunication from the receivers, thinking probably was going to be an out. She was throwing to a place on the field. The only person that was there was an Atlanta Phoenix, and she almost took it back for another 6.
Tell you what, when you're a receiver and your quarterback's running for their life, you got to come back to the football.
And we're at a third down and a long 5. Off to the flats. She does catch it. She's able to take it up.
Little swing. Number 22 right there makes the play.
It's going to leave him fourth down and about 1. Fourth down and a long 1, maybe fourth down and 2.
Tell you what, it seems like see, I go power I right here. They're in the gun. Yeah. Doubles.
I do believe it's going to be a handoff. They're not going to pass it. If you're going to pass, you're going to pass it out. Oh, I love being wrong.
Across the middle.
And an interception by the Atlanta Phoenix. Great grab by number 38. She was able to take that right underneath her pocket. Great job, great interception, great change of momentum. Looked like we were going to go for first and get a first down, and that was denied.
I will tell you right there, 36 comes up with a big interception, but based off the average punting today, I'm not sure the situation is much worse.
It wasn't. I just was hoping that we were going to see a run off tackle. I felt like they had more of an opportunity to get a first down instead of putting the ball in the air.
They've been using 76. She's a big girl. She's 6 feet tall, weighs 200 pounds. That up back on that power I look, and I think that's where you go. I hate to second guess somebody.
A bootleg, but it's still into a pass. Incomplete pass to number 20.
Quick penetration by the D-line from the Blues there really kind of blew that one up.
And for those that are counting, ladies and gentlemen, the sun is down. We are right at 8 o'clock, and the sun is down. So no more squinting. We are happy to be able to see a clear field.
Take off our sunglasses.
Nice little bootleg. She's trying to spin around. She's not able to do it. Loss of roughly about 7 yards for the Blues. Got some noise from the Dixie Blue fans. It's going to leave a 3rd down and long.
Looks like the Phoenix is trying to start to work on some stuff. Maybe go away from their bread and butter, try to work on some other things.
Well, you know, when we train that game film for next week against the Alabama Fire, you want to give them as much opportunity to practice on as many different things as possible. They started with 2 bootlegs, leaves it for a 3rd down and long. And went back to their bread and butter of the quick pitch. She's taking it to the outside at 50. Holding on the play. That is a 1st down.
Looks like it's going to come back like holding on number 98 right there on the edge.
And be able to get that shoulder sometimes hard. But it was a good almost 20-yard gain. I'd say let's run it again.
I've said before, I run that until they prove they can stop it.
I'm glad that they have decided to mix it up a little bit, but you're exactly right.
Yeah, getting that. There's holding on the offensive line every single play. I mean, you know, you played O-line too. Everybody holds. But if you get seen at the point of attack, that's going to be a flag every time.
Closing in on the 7-minute mark. The nice point is it was from the point of the foul, so there was only a loss of about 3 yards.
Big 3rd down.
They're lined up for probably a quick pitch to the left. She's going to throw it, and there's nobody there. She's trying to break loose. I'm glad she's holding on to the ball. She's thinking about it. This is a good moral victory for the Dixie Blues right here. That was a way to actually make sure you stomped them when they were down. Nice long 3rd down, didn't do a back-breaking 1st down.
If I'm the coach, I'm holding my breath when she's holding that ball out there.
They were trying to strip it.
There's some times that you need to fight, and other times you just need to go down.
In the words of unnecessary roughness, blow the whistle, blow the whistle, blow the whistle. We'll be making more football analogy movie references as time goes on. We're going to see our first punt of the day for the Phoenix. What do you think about those lime-colored jerseys? Oh,
they are bright.
They are. Good punt. Takes it all the way down. She takes it on the run, cuts it back. As she's moving up the field, she is looking for any opening. Makes it back down to the 45.
That's easily the best special teams by the Blues. Special teams played by the Blues all day.
Well, wise coach once told me, you don't let that ball hit the ground on a punt. You're guaranteed 17 yards if that ball hits the ground.
17.1, yes, sir. That's the average when the ball hits the ground.
And she took it on the run.
You can't do anything else back there. Catch the ball.
They pay a lot of people money, a lot of money out there for somebody just to catch the ball, so I understand that. But once again, there's not enough money for me to catch that ball. I'm fine sitting here talking about catching balls.
I'm with you on that one. Looking up in the air, waiting for somebody to waylay me. No, thank you. Gun, that doubles look again.
41-yard line.
Sprint out.
Nice little move. Felt like she had to throw a mile for the flats to get to her.
She got to run out of bounds there. I think number 44 is there to run her out. She's been everywhere today.
2nd down and short, roughly about 3 yards for the Dixie Blues. There's some hitting in the middle, I'll tell you that. But enough for a 1st down by the Blues. I feel like they got something going.
That's a nice pop there by Carson. That makes that receiver think twice about catching it again. That old I hear footsteps thing.
She definitely giving cushion. It's the old bend don't break. Hand off as a jet sweep. They've been down here before and had some mental errors. That interception really changed the tone of the game. When we were sitting 6-0, driving down at the beginning of the first quarter.
Yeah, turning the ball over in scoring position that's a dagger in the heart.
Nice reverse counter. Right down to about the 23-yard line, leaving third down and long. Third down and 3.
Nice little zone play there off that jet motion. I've been waiting on that.
Are they running some form of a wing T formation?
Well, I think this is more of just a jet offense. I didn't see a trap on that one. I think it was just the zone.
Incomplete pass.
But a lot of teams are starting to go to that idea with you run a spread offense with wing ideas, wing blocking.
Bringing that jet in motion and handing off is a nice little play. Get that momentum as you're going. Good old-fashioned Canadian Football League rules right there. Fourth down. She goes up. Good defensive play by the DB.
Good play there by number 2, just being there to break it up.
Yep.
And playing smart football, going to play through the receiver. Don't let stuff behind you.
Change the downs. You know, it's the second, fourth down that we've seen that I was hoping for a running play. Just hoping for a running play. Did not get it. Got an incomplete pass by the Dixie Blues. They had a good drive, roughly about 25-yard drive down to the 22-yard line. Now at this point, it's time for the Phoenix to turn it on and increase this score to 35 before the end of the half. Vegas odds state that it's going to be a quick pitch.
I'm thinking quick pitch right here.
We do have twins to the right.
You got number 2 out wide. She's been the most productive player for him today.
A little unbalanced too. Quick handoff. She takes it right up, off tackle for about a 9-yard gain.
That's Brittany Smith again. She's had a big day. I think that off tackle play, that might be the honey hole they're looking for right now. You get good runs, good gains, and you chew clock. We don't want to give them back the ball.
Well, you'll find something interesting. They're gonna do their best to score as many as they can, and you'll even see them call timeouts, even up 28-0, to be able to increase this score to 35 before the end of the half. Do we have an unbalanced look here?
Yes.
Another handoff to the tight end or the tailback, and she's taken down right in front of the first down marker. And Whitecap says first down, Phoenix. Our official partner for Management Services, thank you for being Atlanta Phoenix's partner in crime this 2016 season. We're Batman, they're Robin, the dynamic duo. We got a timeout here for the Atlanta Phoenix with your score, Phoenix 28, Dixie Blues 0. We'll be right back. Coming live out of that timeout. It's just nice to have the sun down. This quarter is brought to you by Emory Sports Medicine. I want to say thank you for sponsoring the Atlanta Phoenix. Nice little throw and catch for a first down for the Phoenix. All the way down to the 44-yard line.
Got some laundry on the ground in the area of holding.
I always like to believe it's roughing the passer when it's that deep. And Whitecap just called it. Holding on the Phoenix, going back 10.
That negates a big play.
And for those that don't really know much about Women's Football Alliance, it's broken up into two different conferences. One is called the American Conference and one is called the National Conference. Now, our Atlanta Phoenix is located in the southeast region of the National Conference, where the Jacksonville Dixie Blues are located in the southeast region, South Atlantic Division. We're in the North Atlantic Division. Now, the way they do the playoffs here in Women's Football Alliance, they take the top six teams in the National Conference to play against the American Conference and a bracket playoff. At this point, a win is necessary for the Phoenix, and also winning themselves the rest of the season is important as well.
Looks like Smith broke a couple tackles right there.
It's going to leave a long second down. Currently, the Atlanta Phoenix sit in second place against the Alabama Fire. We did see the Alabama Fire come here to Atlanta, and we actually saw a victory occur against the Alabama Fire, if I'm not mistaken, 48-20 back here on the 23rd. We play them next week, which is a big, big game since they're sitting in first place. And if they can actually suffer 2 losses from us, it's going to allow us to be in first place in the Northern Atlantic Division of the Southeast region. So pretty exciting times here with Atlanta Phoenix football. Fumble the snap, handed right back off to the tailback.
Yeah, Smith was bent at the line there. She really didn't have much of a chance.
As the clock waning down for the half, a couple reminders that half is 20 minutes long. We will give you a nice skyline of the city, but we will go silent, dark, quiet, mute for those 20 minutes. And we'll come back with roughly about 4 minutes left to go in halftime to break down the third and fourth quarter here for the Phoenix. So please come back and join us in the start of the third quarter. Right now, about 30 seconds left to go in the half. Third down and long here for the Phoenix. You're going to do a nice little reverse to 81. She's trying to get to the outside. Can she stay in bounds? She tries to, but she's out with 20 seconds to go. So we're going to see a fourth down here for the Phoenix. Not that I'm talking about momentum changing, but this is not a time to have an issue with the punt. But most importantly, can Dixie Blues do something here in the last 20 seconds to gain some momentum for the first half? Because as you can remember, they did defer, and we'll be getting the ball back.
Tell you what, I might have pulled a play out of C.W. Campbell's book right there and quick kicked on third down.
Well, most importantly now, because she ran out of bounds, Phoenix did have a call a timeout because they are concerned about their punting.
The snap here, that elusive deep snap.
Well, you could have
be crucial right here.
I'm always a positive person, and I can think of, if you were a Dixie Blue fan, you would be hoping that a possible 14-point turnaround could exist and we could be sitting at a 28-14 halfway through the third quarter. They could find a way to get a touchdown here before the end of the half. They're getting the ball back the second half, do some adjustments at halftime.
You don't want to walk into the locker room having lost momentum. That's
No.
not something you want to do.
No, you want to go in the locker room 28-0. And you want to keep that 0 throughout the whole third and fourth quarter. We are punting the ball.
Good snap.
Good punt. Nice little rocket. She's going to take. Oh! She mishandled the snap, or mishandled and she's going to just go ahead and knee it down here on the 44-yard line or 43-yard line.
She might be hurt there.
Yeah, she got bent backwards.
She went down to her knees and got bent backwards.
And they pulled her up no matter what.
She walks it off before medical personnel can get there.
For those that watch the Atlanta Phoenix YouTube live feed, we have seen our share of games where there's injury after injury after injury from the opposing team, and I'm happy to really see these two teams dish it out, but most importantly, take it and then give it back to them.
Well, a wise old coach once told me it's a rough, tough game meant to be played by rough, tough people.
Well, that's once again why I'm sitting here announcing the game, knowing that I'm fine at the announcing table. Those days are long gone for me.
Oh, yeah. My rough, tough days are long behind me.
13 seconds to go in the second quarter. And we almost saw a pick six, and she even knows it. Gave a little jump to realize she had that opportunity.
Yeah, 22's wishing she had that one back right there.
With 7 seconds to go, we're going to see what the Dixie Blues have up store. It almost feels like the only play they have from the quarterback to the receiver is that 7-yard pass. I'd like to see a deep pass here with about 7 seconds to go in the game.
Maybe a slant and go.
Oh,
good pressure.
They're going to call a flag on that? No. With 1.3 seconds to go in the half. But I will say this is probably the fastest halftime, or first and second quarter we've had in quite a while. Normally we've averaged right around 9 o'clock at the end of the first half. So I'm happy to know that it's about 8:15 Eastern Standard Time.
Well, there's been a lot of running the ball, so that helps.
And that's halftime, ladies and gentlemen. With your score, Atlanta Phoenix 28, Jacksonville Dixie Blues 0. For Management Service, our official partners, and the second quarter brought to you by Emory Sports Medicine. We want to thank you for joining us, and we will be back in 20 minutes. The clock starts now. Welcome everybody back to Grady Stadium, Atlanta Phoenix football. About to start the third quarter here against the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. We're up 28-0 here at Grady Stadium, May 14th. Live Women's Football Alliance watching our own Atlanta Phoenix really enjoy a nice, comfortable lead. I thought it was going to be more of a defensive struggle for both teams based on what they've had, but even though the Jacksonville Dixie Blues are 4-1 in record, I'm very happy to see coming after that loss against the DC Divas, the Atlanta Phoenix has really risen to the occasion here tonight. We've got a very important game next week on the road against the Alabama Fire. If they're able to win these next two games, they're really going to set themselves up for a nice possible seeding into the playoffs for the Women's Football Alliance. Glad to have you come back and join us. We're enjoying many people watching here on YouTube Live. Want to thank our official partner for management services as we begin play. And since the Jacksonville Dixie Blues did defer, they will be getting the ball the third quarter. And she did a good job of just falling down on it to make sure that they started with an opportunity and not allowing the Atlanta Phoenix to get the ball on the 23. Nice to have you back, Mr. Collins, a.k.a. Coach Collins.
Well, I hate to see it, but it seems like just another miscue on special teams for the Blues.
Maybe just possibly they just don't have anybody to catch punts or kickoffs. We can always think that based on reviewing that they have not done a good job unless they're catching it on the run.
It's a difficult thing to do, judging the ball in the air and everything, but
we're starting with doubles to both sides. Oh, we got movement. Was she drawn? Or was it a legal procedure? What you got? Legal procedure or offsides on the defense?
I'm going with overzealous defensive lineman.
Oh, and he's right for 500, Alex. Give that man 5 yards, starting first down and 5. Now, a wise person once told me, I have a lot of wise people in my life, but one wise person told me once the first 7 minutes or 5 minutes of the third quarter is the most important parts of the game. It sets the tone to figure out where everybody's going to go for the remaining part of the game. And right now, it's looking good for the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. Oh!
When they trade 5-yard penalties there.
It's intense. It's punch for counterpunch here at Grady Stadium. So we're still where we started at 1st and 10. Ball on the 24. Want to thank our cameraman, Cody Walton, here joining us all the way from Atlanta. Doing a great job filming. Also like to thank our play-by-play analysis, Mr. Coach Collins, all the way down from Jonesboro, Georgia. Quick handoff to the tailback. She is stuffed at the line.
No doubt. Nice play. I'm having a tough time with a shot here, but I'm guessing 44.
When all else fails, saying 44 is a good number right now.
Carla Odom has been all over the field for the defense today.
Second down and right around 11. Another slant. She takes it inside. She's able to at least gain roughly about 5 yards, leaving about a third down and a long 5 to go.
I agree with the Phoenix here, playing some cushion, but you still got to come up and make it stick.
As long as they stop him for the third down, they're going to guarantee to punt the ball at this point. Another slant, but she's going deep this time, and she stopped.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, that's hard to watch. Everything was there for an out and go. I've been working that, it seems like, for the last 2 quarters. the slant, the slant, the slant, and then the nice cross, and she stopped.
Yeah, there's a little more frustrating for a quarterback than having a receiver stop on their route.
Once again, I'm not a quarterback because I would be a lot of screaming involved and probably stomping my foot and pointing.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play. A lot of responsibility.
We're going to line up for punt with 4th down and 5. We haven't punted for a while. They've been going for it on 4th down. Over her head.
Oh, my word. Nice.
But she's able to get it off and save it.
Oh, great job by the punter right there.
Nice.
Feeling that high snap.
Right,
Super
we're gonna
athletic. And getting the ball off and getting a decent punt out of it.
It really was. The MVP of the game at this point goes to that punter for snapping and being able to catch that snap from over her shoulder and being able to kick it at least back to the 49. And that's where our Atlanta Phoenix will start their first drive of the game of the second half, leading 28-0.
I'm thinking the Blues might need to look at her as a receiver.
Was able to catch it over her shoulder. That's a lot bit harder than one would think. So at halftime, you're up 28-0. Things that you're thinking about talking to your team about, what would you think there, Coach Collins?
Well, I'm going to go with, don't get a big head. There's still a lot of football left to play. Come out and do your thing and just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And she's going deep. Was not able to have the arm.
Open.
Well, at this point, you're working on fundamentals. You're getting ready for the next game, but you're also only up 28-0. And just like the Atlanta Phoenix were able to score 4 touchdowns in a half, not to say the Jacksonville Dixie Blues can't do the same.
The tide can turn quickly.
Oh, it can. That's why you pretty much can't lay down. You can't become complacent. You've got to go ahead and do your job and your responsibility each and every play.
The worst thing you can do when you're up like this is give the other team hope.
There was a time in college we were up 35-7 in the second quarter, and we lost 38-35. So I can. Oh, good slant snagger. Oh, she gets away. All the way down to the 32. Nifty little running from number 2 as she flips the ball and walks back to the huddle stating, "First down, Phoenix." She's an all-around athlete, number 2 is.
Oh, without doubt, returning, playing defense. We've seen her run the ball from the Wildcat, and now as a receiver.
When we're playing the fictitious game of Madden, WFA, Women's Football League, Alliance style, she would be the player that I'm picking.
I'm starting to think maybe she's a player I created.
You created? She's not actually a human being. A nice run up the middle for roughly about 7 yards for number 15 for the Phoenix.
A lot of tough yards today for Brittany Smith.
She takes it right up the middle. She's not one to want to bounce it to the outside. She says, I'm going to go ahead and get my 8 yards the honest way. The BYOB way. Be your own blocker.
You got to give it to those hogs. There's been some holes up there.
They have. When they've opened it up to the outside, there's a couple of that 70-yard run. She hit her head on the post, and there was a 40-yard run in the first quarter.
Both of those holes I might could have run through.
Let's not over-exaggerate here there, Coach Collins. First down, Phoenix. Ball on the 20. We're able to move it all the way down. It's a nice start of the third quarter for the Atlanta Phoenix.
Really putting together a solid drive here.
Well, we haven't really had one of those. We've had big plays that have opened up, and next thing you know, we're back on defense. Now we've actually been seeing a good combination between pass and run.
Really the best drives I've seen today have been out of the Blues, but they come up with nothing at the end. They make those mental errors and turn the ball over. Or just get stuffed like they did when they went for it on 4th down here on our end.
Right. We don't call him the best analysis this side of the Mississippi for no reason. She bumps it to the outside. No gain on the play.
Looks like we got somebody down.
We do. But she pops right back up. Our official partner for management services is bringing you this wonderful third quarter. Second down and roughly 11 yards to go. Twins to the right. Incomplete pass. They're definitely working on different things, and they're not going back to the quick pitch, which I'm appreciative of because they definitely need to work on things, even though that was such a successful play in the first and second quarter.
I will tell you, the only reason why I'd go back to it is because of the point differential for the league.
There is.
You know, normally right here, I'm up 28-0. My only thought is run, clock, run.
Oh, it is. I mean, and right now the clock is, but you're passing, so you know that they're trying to add points. Handoff to the tailback. 15 takes it right up. The nice blocking from the offensive line. Lead block all the way down to roughly 3rd and 1.
There it is, that off tackle play.
And she's just got to follow her leader blocker. Actually, 4th and 1 now. That was 3rd down.
I go to my big fullback right here.
That quick handoff. Number 22.
Onisa Thomas. That's where I go. Maybe even fake the pitch and give it to her.
Well, let's see if she's lined up in fullback. She's down in the tight end position. The anticipation is going to drive me insane until we snap the ball. Oh!
And there it is.
They drew
Thank
them.
you, first down.
I'll tell you, they did. That was a great job. Offsides on the Jacksonville Dixie Blues.
That's one of those you hang on until you need it.
I tell you, from an offensive perspective, that is just like a victory that feels that 5 yards is a wonderful 5 yards. As a defensive coach and a player, that you're right there. Why are you jumping? The ball didn't move.
I can see the Blues defensive coordinator, and he's losing his mind right now. Understandably so.
He's walking aimlessly down the road in the hints of losing his mind.
To give it up easy like that, you want to make them at least earn it.
Especially when they're willing to go for it on 4th down. Now it's 1st and goal, ball on the 5. Looks like we either have a timeout or an official timeout. They're running the clock. Oh, I can't explain what has happened, but they're going to reset and state that it's 4th down and that offsides canceled itself out in some form or fashion. Somebody hit the rewind button in life and did not give us a heads up there, Coach Collins.
Man, I don't know how you take that one back there. I'll tell you what, if I'm the Phoenix coach, I'm out at the numbers right now.
Quick handoff to the tailback, and she will get enough for a 1st down.
Just good hard-nosed football right there.
For 2nd down, actually going to be a 1st down and goal, ball on the 9.
I wonder when I missed there with the call. I'm not sure, but
they could have stated they called a timeout. They saw a weather balloon. You can come up with a lot of different reasons. Most importantly, it's still a 1st down for the Phoenix. I want to thank all our viewers for listening in and watching in here on YouTube Live. Touchdown, Phoenix! Give them 6.
where I come from right there, they just say, too easy.
Well, it's right up the middle. And nothing it says anything better from a blocking perspective is when you're able to run it right up the middle and get your 6 points. That was a 9-yard run. It was a good, solid run.
You know, we talked about this. With each score you go down, it gets harder and harder to keep coming out and playing.
Oh, yeah, it does. I mean, right now you're sitting at 34-0, roughly 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. And not only are you playing for yourself, you're playing for your team and your city. And the Phoenix are really playing for their playoffs. They have 2 losses. They need to do what they need to do to get themselves ready. Nice.
Nice count.
Nice
call right there. That's a great call.
We're looking at 36-0 Atlanta Phoenix over the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. This is the Atlanta Phoenix YouTube Live football game here at Grady Stadium. We'll be right back. We're starting a nice, wonderful third quarter with the touchdown for the Atlanta Phoenix.
It's a short kick. Fielded on the hop. Look like we got a face mask there. That's tough as a defender when the running back puts on the brakes and you're still going and you're just reaching and grabbing for anything out there and you accidentally get hold of a face mask.
So they're going to start with a nice little 15-yard gain on that kickoff return right at the 50-yard line for the Jacksonville Dixie Blues.
That's a huge win in the field position game right there. Something that the Blues have been struggling with all night.
Well, the Blues are fighting that point game as well. They need to get a score on the board, and they need to be able to cut into this 36-point deficit. They're much alive in the playoff race. Their season is not over whether they win or lose. They're going to be 4-2. Gets chased out of bounds.
Just unable to get the edge right there. 18 forces them out.
Now, their best run is off tackles, not bumping it to the outside.
The only play they've really had success with outside has been that jet. I wonder how long till we see it.
Another quick slant. Oh, I think she heard some footsteps.
Yeah, went alligator arms on that one.
Yes. I think she knocked 3 times on the windows if she heard me right there. I think that was a knock 3 times. She didn't give the old, but they are close to Gainesville, so it could have been gator arms. Good call, good call. Third down and long here for the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. Here's your jet motion. Handoff, but she's bumping it to the outside. They're getting so much pressure on the defense. That offensive lineman knew as she's looking and pointing, there was nothing that they could do. As soon as they see that jet motion, that defense is slanting to the outside.
Nice play up front.
Quarter is ticking away with roughly about 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Closing in the 9 o'clock hour here at Grady Stadium on a really nice night in May here in Atlanta, Georgia. We're glad that you could join us. If you're down in Jacksonville, I hope you're enjoying the beach and enjoying the nice sunshine on the coast of Florida. She's looking for the punt, and I think she got a little action there. Pick it up and go. Pick it up and go.
Right there. But yet again, another miscue on special teams for the Blues. They were having a hard time getting lined up, had to send somebody in late. They're having a tough time. That really works out for the Phoenix, though.
It does. They're going to start first down and 10 on the 35. Up 36-0.
You know, that big field position game with that face mask penalty is negated now.
It really does. I mean, they only be able to move the ball 15 yards on a difference. Next time you'll see the Atlanta Phoenix at home, and we'll be live on YouTube, is June 4th. Look forward to people coming out and enjoying a nice atmosphere for our last home game before the playoffs. Quick handoff to the tailback. Gains about 3 yards.
Looks like a good initial charge by the Phoenix up front, but just not sustaining that block. Got to keep those feet moving.
The Phoenix has 2 more games remaining in the season, away against Alabama next week, and we'll be back here on June 4th versus the Fayetteville Fierce. Nice throw and catch. She tries to take it to the outside, but it's denied with a loss of yardage. Great job on Jacksonville to stop that nice little screen from happening.
It's a little high right there. She sticks out with her chest. I think they got something.
Oh, if it was on the go, we'd probably be looking for a good 5 or 6 yard gain.
Break a tackle, who knows?
And as for the Jacksonville Dixie Blues, they're playing their last 2 games away. They're going to be seeing Orlando Anarchy and then be taking Memorial Day weekend off to see their last game against the Tampa Bay Inferno, which will be pretty decisive game to find out if they're going to make them into the playoffs as well. Quick handoff to the tailback.
Thought that was a free play right there. I don't see any flags, though.
Everybody was on pause motion, it seemed like, especially the offense and the defensive line.
I feel confident that the O-line was thinking that they were going to get an offsides penalty there.
And they just stood up waiting, right.
And
we do have a shooken up Dixie Blue.
that's big
No.
76.
Yeah, either she's looking for the stars or she's trying to shake out the cobwebs.
That's Kristen Bell.
No relation to that, I don't think.
No.
No.
I will tell you, I know that shook up feeling.
Yes. I'm just glad that it's not cobwebs, because that means there's a spider somewhere, and I don't do well with spiders. Me and arachnids, not friends.
Unless it's radioactive, and that could really pay off.
That does. It paid off for Peter Parker, but that's about it. Punt, quick, up in the air.
Gets the ball away. Look like somebody might have got a piece of it.
Oh, it's going backwards. Let's
Taking
grab
a
it.
bad hop.
Oh,
Somebody better get it.
negative
Somebody get
the other
it.
way. We looked like we took about 5 plays off and gave the Jacksonville Dixie Blues about a 7-yard gain inside the 42.
It's a war of attrition here at the 45-yard line.
I think they just enjoy being in the center of the field. I know our cameraman, Cody Walton's excited that he doesn't have to move the camera much. I want to thank our partners, our official partners, For Hire Management Services. Thank you for everything that you do for Atlanta Phoenix football. On a positive note, the Atlanta Braves are up 3-0 over the World Series champions, Kansas City Royals. The old sun shining on a dog every once in a while, I guess, is occurring there.
Yes, sir. Because it has been a less than stellar season for the Braves.
No, the word stellar more like cellar.
Without a doubt. Looks like 79 on the play there. Got another Dixie Blues player down.
Hopefully I didn't jinx them too much by saying that they hadn't went down most of the season or most of the game. And now we're seeing some tired ladies really giving it all they can on the field, and sometimes you just run out of gas.
I will tell you, I see a lot of teams struggle with this when they play in outside venues here in Georgia. It gets real hot in Florida. My entire family lives there, so I understand. But the humidity here is like nowhere else in the world. We're talking like Southeast Asia kind of hot.
Well, based on your geographical skills, I can concur with you that it is hot, and it is very humid and hot. Even now, I can remember one point back in the day as a football coach, it was 102 degrees at midnight, and I had sweat dripping off me as I laid in bed trying to figure out why I was at football camp. It was good times indeed.
Football camp is a rough time.
Second down and roughly about a long 9 yards. Whoa! Pick it up, scoop and score. No! And a turnover for the Phoenix. High snap from the center to the quarterback equals turnover, Phoenix ball. Right around the 3-minute mark, we're going to see if we can add 6 more on to the score.
We've talked about that gun snap.
We could blame the wind, maybe. It is windy down there. Oh, they're starting the wave over here at Grady Stadium. It's good times here. Bring your family or your family, depending on how you pronounce it.
Things are not looking good right now for the Blues. The quarterback and the center coming off the field are exchanging words. I can't imagine that was positive.
I'd like to believe that it was your fault, not mine. Quick pitch. No, she's taking it, and she decides to pitch it. Loss of 2 yards. Didn't seem like a play that was going to have any type of structure at the very beginning, and it ended with just a 2-yard loss. Could have been another turnover for the Phoenix, but they were able to actually handle that toss and pitch.
You know, I hate to sound like a broken record, but when that gun snap is off target and you've got something like a speed option like they were trying to run there, that's a tough play to execute with a bad snap.
For those technological people, that broken record, it really dates our announcer right now. Dates is age-wise for those people. I'm just glad he didn't use the word A-track. Quick handoff to the tailback. Right under the 2-minute mark, we're going to have a 3rd down and long, right around 3rd down and 12. Now, were you a record man yourself? Did you enjoy playing the record?
I did like records.
What was the one record you owned? Just throwing out some.
First record I ever bought was Motley Crue, "Shout at the Devil."
Wow.
I was 6 years old.
6 years old. Even Cody turned around on that one. Our cameraman was like, wow, 6-year-old man in Motley Crue. Mine was Michael Jackson's Thriller. That was my first one.
Oh, I had Thriller. Back when Michael Jackson still looked like a black man.
Yes. Once again, Cody's giggling at that.
The last time I saw him, he looked like an ugly white woman.
Well, everybody has critics.
Not to speak ill of Mike.
I felt like you did, and hopefully that you're not that sick to be speaking that ill.
Well, he's a musical genius. There's no question about that.
Quick pitch. She was able to pick it up and go. If she can get out there, and she's going to find the hole. A nice move and a stiff arm. The 15, the 10, the 5. Give her 6. Atlanta Phoenix touchdown.
Don't count it yet. You got laundry on the field.
Why you got to disrupt that? Don't disrupt the laundry on the field. Sir, do your close at your own time. Referee needs to pick up that flag. That was a good run.
I tell you what, as a coach, that's awfully discouraging that it seems like every time something positive happens, there's some kind of penalty.
But I did enjoy Thriller. I did. It was a good album to own.
An excellent album.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I had the shoes.
Did
the black and white shoes.
Oh, nice.
I was a huge Michael Jackson fan.
I just wanted the glove. That was it for me. But, you know, did you ever own an 8-track tape?
You know, I had 8-tracks. I can remember my sister's boyfriend having an 8-track player in his car.
Right, yeah, parents had that as well.
You know, I didn't know what to do. Here you go. Do you remember carrying a box of tapes around? Looked like a briefcase.
I did. They were in the back of the car. It was one of those ones. You talk about cell phones dangerous. Imagine trying to figure out what tape you wanted to put in your car. Yeah.
You know, if you had told me 20 years ago that I'd be able to carry all my music, a phone, and be able to look at people while I'm talking to them in my pocket, that sounds like something out of science fiction.
Well, we are in the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd down and 7. Back to reality. Quick pitch for the Phoenix. She's taking it to the outside, looking for the open. Oh! The Dixie Blues laid down the hammer, and she's not getting up.
I'm not sure who that was that came up and made that play, but
I just hope she's okay. It was a good hit.
I tell you what.
Solid.
You won't see a hit harder than that anywhere.
That was a good. She solid, came up, looked, squared her up, and took her down.
She got decleated on that one. My word. Nothing but pain and anger in those eyes.
Well, when you're down 36-0, you're actually trying to work on your skill set, and it's most important that hopefully she's okay. It was a good hit.
It looked clean.
It did.
It's just a good pop, and you know, it's really unfortunate. Many times, even in clean play, sometimes people get banged up. It's a nice sign right there. Nice show of sportsmanship. The entire Blues team on a knee.
Well, even the head coach for the Blues came out to check on her. And she gets up and she walks off.
Go.
That was good. She's a little wobbly. We will say that she's probably done for the day.
Yeah, I'm guessing in this day and age, you're done now.
You are.
I can remember being out on my feet during a football game, and I sat out for a series. You know, the good old days.
Right. As long as you could say what 2 + 2 was and there were numbers, you're good to go. You didn't have to know what it was for, just numbers. Clock's running. Less than 30 seconds. They're going to go ahead and call it and say it's going to start of the 4th quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you to Atlanta Women's Flag Football and Emory Sports Medicine for being a sponsor here at Atlanta Phoenix Football, and also for 4 Hire Management Services for being our official partner in crime. They're our Batman to our Robin. We want to say thank you very much. We're going to head into the 4th quarter here with the Atlanta Phoenix leading 36-0. We'll be right back. We're back here, start of the 4th quarter. Everybody's enjoying a little bit of action here at 36-0. We're going to have a 4th down and long. The crowd for the Atlanta Phoenix is chanting, whose house? It's their house. And we've got roughly about 15 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Sitting right after 9 o'clock here in Atlanta, Georgia. Nice breezy day, right around 77 degrees.
It's been a great day.
It really has. I mean, it's windy. It's nice to go fly a kite up where the high is bright. Oh, handoff to the tailback, and she's taking it right up. Is she able to get it? First down, Phoenix, and held on to the ball. A good 12-yard run on a 4th down.
Tell you what, that's a saving tackle right there by number 9 of the Blues.
She'd have bumped her head on the goalpost. if you're ever interested in Women's Football Alliance, make sure that you look in and just kind of Google it on Google Chrome or Google search engine. Type in Women's Football Alliance or WFA.com, and it'll take you to the whole
scrimmage there.
Whole breakdown of what Women's Football Alliance is and all the teams located in your area. If you ever thought maybe, hey, there's women's football in my area, yes. We actually here in Georgia, this is our only team for the Atlanta Phoenix, but Jacksonville has roughly about 4 teams out of the state of Florida, between the Tampa Bay Inferno, the Orlando team, and there's also a team out of Miami as well, and Jacksonville. So give a chance, look up, find out where your local women's football team is, come out and support them in the springtime. Quick handoff to the fullback. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like a loss of 1 is going to leave right around 3rd down and 9. I want to thank to all our listeners out there. Thank you for participating, paying attention to us, and staying with us.
If you want more information on the Atlanta Phoenix, you want rosters, scores, and updates, go to www.atlantaphoenixfootball.net.
You know, they're on Twitter as well. If you just search Atlanta Phoenix, and boom, they'll come up. They'll have a nice little logo on their helmet, and you'll know that, and follow them. They give some great insights on when they're on the road, especially next week versus the Alabama Fire, if you want to keep up and find out what the score is. Unbalanced to the left. Hand off to the tailback. She cuts it back. Roughly about 3 yards. Going to leave about a 4th down and 5 for the Phoenix. Long 5 at that, probably 6. 4th and 6, would you agree?
I'd say 4th and 6. I'm thinking right here, either toss or that quick pitch, or you know what? That little 2-point play they did, the counter to that toss. I think that might be coming.
One might be thinking, why are you going for it on 4th down and 6, up 36-0? Well, here in the Women's Football Alliance, it's all about point differential. And right now, Phoenix need to be able to increase their point depth to allow for playoffs. Bootleg. She's open.
Nice.
Throw and catch, and she misses the catch. Throw and catch. Throw and catch. But the nice thing is, everything was there. Good call from the coaches. Good breakdown for the quarterback. The receiver was open.
Beautifully executed with the exception of the catch there.
Pass
Unfortunately,
was there.
that's the most critical part.
Yes, it is. Good call.
You know, you talk about Twitter. I know you're up to speed on all this technology stuff. I still got a MySpace page, so.
Well, as long as you have MySpace, for those people that have AOL.com accounts, we need to work on you and give you free hugs. Because AOL does not exist in the world that we live in.
I still remember the obnoxious noise it made when you try to hook up.
You've got mail. But I have my Commodore 64 for those people that mind. Quick pass. It's there. Hold that. She's got to hold on to a good. She had that ball out there. I thought she might have been getting it punched out there for a second. Didn't happen. Going to be a short 2nd down and a roughly about 1 yard.
That's a great play to go over the top right here.
Well, at this point, as a defense for the Atlanta Phoenix, you're thinking we need a goose egg here. We need to do a shutout. We do not need any scores. And the only thing the Jacksonville Dixie Blues are thinking is we need 6. We need to have a moral victory. We need to get ourselves ready for next week against Orlando.
Good job to give ground to gain some.
I think she almost gave about 5 yards after the catch back and then was able to actually gain another 10 for a 1st down. They're inside the 50-yard line of the Phoenix, right around the 47-yard line.
Run out of bounds there by number 21.
And they're on a kind of a hurry-up at this point, closing in on the 11-minute mark. Throw and catch. Oh, it was a close throw and catch. I do believe the defender made a little blinkage occur on that receiver's face.
Yeah, when you're running those routes and you start catching people out of your periphery, it gets a little iffy about whether or not you want to catch that ball.
I would not be a good defensive back because I'd just kind of make a yelling noise right when they got near me.
Well, the fact that you can clock me on a sundial is not a good thing either.
There it is. Quick handoff to the tailback. She takes it right up the middle. And this could be their sixth. Oh, no. Good tackle by number 2. She stopped at pretty much a touchdown saving tackle down to the 29-yard line. And we've got something together with the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. This is probably their best drive of the night. And it's a bend don't break defense. We're going to see we're inside the 30-yard line. Will we see a different mindset by the Atlanta Phoenix?
You see the Phoenix 7 on the D line there, trying to keep those ladies fresh so they can give a good rush.
Throw and catch, going to give her 6. Nobody's going to no flag on the play. That is their first touchdown of the day. Roughly about a 28-yard touchdown throw and catch by the Jacksonville Dixie Blues.
That's a really nice grab.
They've been working on it consistently through the whole game. It was all about the timing that they've kept missing it. Not that I need this to be the first quarter, because I don't necessarily want to start this over again, but that was the best example we've seen of a drive all night by the Jacksonville Dixie Blues to let the 6 points go on the board, making it 36-6. They're going to try for an extra point here. And the extra point is good, leaving our score, Jacksonville 7, your Atlanta Phoenix 36. This is Atlanta Phoenix football. We'll be right back. We're on a injury timeout. We have a Atlanta Phoenix down right after that extra point, and she is actually walking off the field right now. Glad to see that she's okay as we're running in on that 10-minute mark.
I think that's Tania Carlton. That'd be a real loss for the Phoenix. She's quite a force up front.
From a defensive perspective, she does acquire a lot of tackles, and I think she has to acquire a double team each time she's on the line.
Well, wise coach once told me, as a nose guard, if you're not drawing a double team, then you better make the tackle.
Or maybe you should be a nose guard. Once again, I want to thank everybody for listening and watching here on YouTube Live.
Looks like the Phoenix is going to onside kick look.
Best play in football here, ladies and gentlemen. Best play. No, they're going to kick it deep. All the way back to the 15. She takes it on the run. She's right at the 35. She takes it, breaks it back, breaks one tackle, makes another move, all the way back. Oh, ball's on the ground. Ball's on the ground. Jacksonville Dixie Blues recover. Don't call it a comeback because they've been here for about 3.5 quarters and decided to show up.
Looks like Big Mo is swinging.
And nobody is trying to sing. What is it? It's not over till the lady sings. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, good call. Good call. Want to thank our partners for management services. We've seen a nice change in events. There's some energy, and I appreciate when you're down 36-0, there's some energy on the sideline for the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. And I know the Phoenix are getting frustrated because you put the ball on the ground, but this is the time for the defense to step up. Another pass. Interception by the Phoenix. And she's on the run. Is she going to be? Oh, she's taken down on the 43-yard line. We're just going to call that fumble an interception. That's all we're going to call. That fumble on the kickoff didn't happen. It was a figment of our imagination.
I'll say that's Courtney Carlson there on the pick.
Say that again.
Courtney Carlson, I do believe.
Oh, congratulations.
Courtney Carson, I apologize.
He's our spot man for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Phoenix. Ball on the 43. Right under the 10-minute mark. Make sure that you check out their websites, both for the Dixie Blues and for the Atlanta Phoenix.
If you're looking for the Dixie Blues, it's www.dixiebluesfootball.com.
And the Atlanta Phoenix football.net. Deep pass. And she connects all the way down to the 22-yard line. That is a nice throw and catch. Where did that come from? It came right here and now, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, that was a great ball.
Well, when you get it in the old pickle barrel, right there in the old side pocket, things can happen. Good things. Even Cody's smiling about that.
That was on the money.
A rope, they said. A nice little rope.
Where's that been all night?
I think the quick pitch has answered that question. That's where that's been. We haven't seen the quick pitch since somewhere in the third or the second quarter. 1st and 10, ball on the 22. Hand off to the tailback. She takes it right up the middle. Moves in her line, being her own blocker. A little BYOB. Bring your own blocker. She did.
Brittany
She said, I
Smith
will.
on another big run. I tell you what, that last pass is going to give the Alabama Fire something to think about.
First and 10, ball on the 10. They're going to say 1st and goal. We appreciate everybody tuning in here on YouTube Live and enjoying a nice telecast of the Atlanta Phoenix playing the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. We'll be back on air June 4th to watch the season ender versus the Fayetteville Fierce. Another pass, throw and catch. Oh, incomplete. Thought we were going to see a touchdown, didn't we?
Yeah, pass is a little low, but I got to say, if that ball hits your hands, you should catch it.
Somehow, some way, if you touch it, it's yours.
I guarantee the receiver on that one's kicking herself.
Next week, we're on the road versus the Alabama Fire, where the Jacksonville Dixie Blues will be heading down to Orlando to take on the Orlando Anarchy. Hand off to the tailback. She's going to bump her head on the goalpost. Touchdown. Run her over. Give her 6. Phoenix. Touchdown. And she gets a little excited, does a little dance. Got to enjoy that energy.
Tell you what, I haven't seen that off-tackle play, that X-block play. I haven't seen that not work out yet.
No. They could go to that every day. Every minute of every second. It's the old 365, 52, 12, and 1. I even made Coach Collins giggle on that one. Lining up for the 2-point conversion. The score is 42-7, Phoenix. Their famous counter.
That counter again. I tell you what, that's
Give her 2.
defensively. You can only defend so much. You got to kind of pick what you're going to try to stop.
Which way did he go? Which way did who go? Number 2 on the Top Gun reference.
Yeah. You're staring that ISO in the face, and then boom, back up underneath.
So with roughly about 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, they added 8 to make it 44-7. Phoenix over the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. Thought we were going to see a little turn of events at 36-7 on a fumble of the kickoff, but they turned it into 8 their side.
Dixie Blues yet again running somebody on the special teams late.
Hey, they caught that one. Take it up to the – whoa. Don't run backwards. Run forward. Whoa. It's always better to go north than south.
Yeah. Big hit by number 8 there. Cassidy Winter. She's had a good game today.
You got the call. I got to yell for him.
Jacksonville Blues huddling there. They haven't done that a lot. They've done most of the things from the line. They come up there in the gun with a bullet back and doubles. You got to be thinking pass here. But no, it's a draw. It comes off the left side. She's got the edge, and there she goes. Oh, shoved out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
Little prevent defense.
I want to say that was Renee Longalay there.
That's a good run. You know, it's always an opportunity, especially towards the end of the game when other players are in, but also be able to try different things. Snap, deep pass. And she grabs a good throw and catch. She's got some leaping abilities.
She climbed the
Skills
ladder
and jumps.
She climbed the ladder for that one. Octavia Langston just went up, and she's going to pull that one down.
And the Dixie Blues are trying to add 7 more points on the board. Right around the 37-yard line, we're closing in on the 7-minute mark. The clock is ticking for them to add any more points. I'm up for an interception and return for a touchdown here. Vegas odds says not going to happen. I'm a gambler. They keep throwing. Oh, handoff by the tailback. Denied. No gain on the play, leaving second down and 10.
Nothing doing there.
No, it was a good wrap up and take down.
Tell you what, I'm the Blues. I go back to 32. She's like a one-man virus. She's the only one catch it, only one coming down with it. You know what I'm saying?
Based on the virus world, I do understand what you're saying. Number 32? No. They went to the backside.
Pressure right there made that play.
When she was just trying to get rid of it, not to lead to another sack.
Quarterback's trying to throw it off her back foot. That's not going to end well.
About a second down and 11. They're looking for 32 again. Oh, good defensive play by number 2 versus number 32. Going to leave 3rd down and 11.
Threw her hands right there. Nice play by number 2. playing through the receiver right there.
It's nice and windy. We seem to open up more windows for a nice crosswind. We're sorry for that. We'll work on that. Not necessarily ball game here, but it is going to put a 4th down and 11, going for the pass, and she catches. The bend don't break defense of the Atlanta Phoenix stops another drive from the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. The Phoenix will be taking over. They're trying to judge where the ball's located. Don't make me yell at the Whitecap. Oh, they said first down. I disagree. I disagree sternly.
I'm not sure which game he's watching.
I think he's watching the, hey, I'd like to see Jacksonville Dixie Blues score a touchdown game.
I have to walk down there and offer him my glasses. I've seen that done many times on the sideline.
Well, he definitely enjoys saying first down, so maybe he just hasn't had enough of them to say. High snap, handoff. Ooh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think we'll see a flag on that one.
I hope she's okay. I just hope she's okay. Sometimes you get your hand, they're motioning over. That was a really bad tackle. Got to be able to tackle, not by grabbing the face mask. She pops up. I think the reason the other coaches are out there is there's a little frustration by both sides on how the tackle was taking place. But bottom line, she's going to get 15 yards.
We'll see this deteriorating to a...
We did during week 1, we did have a fight occur. It was quite intense, and flags were thrown, and everybody had to kind of go back into their own separate corners. They're going to march off 15 here, sitting around the 5-minute mark. The Phoenix really do not need another score on them. Based on the point differential, it would be good to actually stop a score from occurring and leave this score 44-7. Whitecaps are still talking, bringing in the other refs, seeing what they have to offer. I think they're just trying to decide where they're going to eat at afterwards.
I vote the varsity with it just being down the street. I'm pretty
What you
sure
have, what you have, what you have.
Pretty sure that's where I'm stopping.
I'd like me a naked dog right now. Give me some onion rings, a PC, and a frosted orange.
No, sir, you give me 2 dogs, dress them to walk.
Ooh, dress them to walk. I just like some greasy onion rings to make sure I could sleep well tonight.
There's nothing like having a meal where you can feel your heart slow down.
What? I'm thinking about it now. I'm going to sleep and wear my pajamas because there's just happy dreams. Oh, we're back to play. 1st and 10, balls on the 14. Oh, I tell you one thing, she went for the score. Or she went for the pick, and they got the score out of it. They emptied the backfield and said, hey, we're going to slant it across the middle. The Atlanta defender said, I want the touchdown. But the Jacksonville Dixie Blues decided they wanted it more. They're going to increase by 6, making it 44-13 with right around the 5 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter.
That's surprising. The Phoenix has done such a good job today of playing through the receiver and really not giving up the extra yards.
The Phoenix definitely, you could tell that they were thinking about wanting 6. And that was bottom line by the way they went for it. They went for the ball, not the tackle. Lining up for the extra point. Oh, hit the upright. It'd be no good. leaving our score Atlanta 44, Jacksonville 13. You're listening to Atlanta Phoenix football. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live at Grady Stadium on May 14th. Glad to have you here. We've had to have our cameraman step away and brought to you now by Nate Robinson. The man, the myth, the legend is behind the camera. As the ball comes off the tee, they'll reset for the kick.
Heard Nate's also been referred to as the Tower of Power. Too sweet to be sour.
That is good, and if I could walk a woo, I would. That was a nice little Ric Flair for myself. And she kicks off. Good deep kick all the way down to roughly the 30-yard line. Oh, fumbled the handoff. She finds out where she's at, and she's taking it up the field. Can she get the corner? Nope. All the way down to the 40-yard line. Roughly about a 7-yard return.
Nice job by number 2. Smart move. Ran out of real estate. Get what you can get.
And get down, because last time she got down, but then in the process fumbled. First down for the Phoenix, 44-13. Want to thank our official partner, For Management Services, for helping us be all we can here at Atlanta Phoenix football. We're on the road next week, and then we're on a bye, and then come back June 4th for the final home game versus the Fayetteville Fierce.
Don't forget to check into women'sfootballalliance.com.
Find out where the next playoffs are going to occur. This is going to get down to the last 2 weeks of the season. We're going to find out very quickly who's set up for those 6 seed positions on the national conference. 1st and 10, ball on the 40. Quick pitch. Oh, she's fumbling.
Oh. It looked like Jacksonville got on that.
And they did. Jacksonville did recover the fumble. Looked like that play was not going to have any life from the beginning. She was stumbling and bumbling as soon as that snap was pitched over to her.
I hate to say it, but the Phoenix is getting sloppy right now.
Well, it could be that you have subs. I mean, I'm not speculating. I'm just kind of overall view. There are subs that could be coming in. There could be different people playing different positions to give opportunities. But bottom line is, it's a pitch and a catch, and you got to catch it before you can run. First and 10 for the Jacksonville off the fumble by the Phoenix.
This is a critical stop for them right here.
Well, you don't need the points. You don't need to. I mean, right now it's 44-13. High snap. She's able to get control. They're looking for that interception, and they're looking for 32 as well. I'd cover about 40 people on 32 and then let everybody else go. And you're thinking 40 people out there? Yes, I would put 40 people on 32.
Well, I've said before, it's a lot easier to play with 13 or 14.
I don't know how those basketball players do it with just 5. Blows my mind.
It's beyond me. Not really sure how that game works.
No. Shoot a ball into a basket, more like kick it through a goal post.
Yeah, over, not under. Not what the rest of the world calls football.
Until they try to do another throw and catch. Right now we're dealing with a lot of incompletes.
And I'll give you 2 guesses for who made that play.
44
That's
for the
right.
Atlanta Phoenix.
That's Carla Odom again on the play. She is a defensive Wonder Woman.
If I could give you a proper Wonder Woman reference, I would. But I would be doing all those.
All I can think of is that wow, when she would start spinning around and changing. That's all I can think of.
I just want to hit my wrist together several times.
Although I will say I was infatuated with Linda Carter. She's a handsome woman.
Yes, she is. High snap once again, throw and catch, and 32 almost brought it down. But they were able to break up the pass on the defensive secondary for the Atlanta Phoenix. Going to leave a 4th down and long. We've thrown 3 balls. All 3 have been incomplete. About 20 seconds have come off the clock.
I tell you what, it looked like they tried to bracket her that time, and she was still open.
Once again, I do enjoy a good zone defense on one player. This will be a good stand for the Phoenix after the turnover. High snap again. Right out of the flats. Great job. Good throw and catch, but denied. I don't think the refs can say this is a first down. They're inside, right around the 31-yard line. They had to get to the 28. Turnover on downs. Atlanta Phoenix, first down and 10, ball on the 31. Going out. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to personally thank Adam Collins, Coach Collins. Thanks for coming out here on Grady Stadium night and enjoying kind of sitting back with me and talking a little football.
Well, there's nothing better than watching football here in Georgia on a nice, cool night.
Well, it's nice that it's not the fall and we can still watch football. I'm always appreciative of that.
No doubt. Tell you what, that last call, that was a great call, just not enough.
No, a little too late for it, but I did enjoy a good throw and catch out of the flats like that. She's going to bump her head on the goalpost. Good move. And she's taking, will she be caught on the corners? Caught on the 25-yard line, but that was a good run. Good run for the Atlanta Phoenix. Appreciative of the angle by the defensive player for the Jacksonville Dixie Blues. She did not give up on the play, and she had the angle on her.
That was a nice run. It's that off tackle. Looks like they're exiting it over there.
Well, that cut back on the 50 really allowed her to open it up and get another 25
I
yards.
want to say that was Michelle Robinson that came out of nowhere.
You could see her tracking her down right around the 40 and wondering if she was going to catch him or not.
You know, she looked like some kind of track star on that one. Nice, tough run up the middle.
Roughly about a 5-yard gain. Getting close to the 3-minute mark. I want to appreciate the Atlanta Phoenix having us come out and be able to bring this game to you live here on YouTube. Those people down in Jacksonville that were unable to make it up here, we're glad you're able to join in and be able to see your Dixie Blues take on our Atlanta Phoenix. Second down and a long 5. Working on that throw and catch, and then we finally connected. Nice first down for the Phoenix. They worked on that play for roughly about 5 different times, and on the 5th time, we connected.
I was about to say that's the same play we saw go uncaught down here earlier.
We did. We did. I was glad. You could tell they wanted to go back to it one more time to make sure that they got that kink out between the quarterback and the receiver.
You just want the receiver to feel like everybody still got confidence in her.
Oh, yeah. And it's nice when the coach goes back to him to say, hey, we do have confidence in you. 1st and 10 with the ball on the 14. Clock is running down right around the 2-minute mark. Hand off to the tailback. Roughly about a 3-yard gain.
Good tough run by number 2 there.
Well, going into week 6 or week 7 of the WFA, we're going to see that the Atlanta Phoenix are 4-2 and the Jacksonville Dixie Blues are 4-2. This was an important victory for the Phoenix leading into the last 2 games of the season, which really comes into a must-win and a must-win of a good margin of at least 20-plus points. Oh, good move to the outside. She sees the vision. Touchdown, but there is a flag on the play.
It's got to be defensive penalty.
Well, that white cap threw it all the way through from the 20-yard line.
I'm not sure that's his call there.
Oh, and another flag came. Now he's just excited. Hands are raised up on the side of the Phoenix. I believe that it's both on the Phoenix, one for a penalty and one for giving him a comment that he didn't prefer to hear. And block in the back. And then we're going to say unsportsmanlike conduct. Oh, and she's going to wave off the flag.
So he's waving off the block in the back. He gets a comment about a block in the back.
And he decides he wants that.
And it's a personal foul.
I thought he was just waving at us. Waving his hands like he just doesn't care.
Starting to think maybe this guy rode the Jacksonville bus here.
No, I've seen him here 2 weeks ago. I will claim that he is actually located locally.
I'm not a big fan of referees myself.
I could hear that in your voice right there.
I'm thinking he's that prescription checked again.
Running the clock, getting right around the 1 minute mark. Be nice to have another score. Oh, they're going to go ahead and knee it down, and we're going to actually probably get close to getting out of here for the night.
I will say they could use the points, but that's definitely a class move to go ahead and kneel it down.
I want to thank everybody for listening, but most importantly, want to thank For Management Service for being the official partner of Atlanta Phoenix football, but also want to say Emory Sports Medicine, Atlanta Women's Flag Football, thank you. Thank you for helping us be all we can be here at Atlanta Phoenix for this 2016 season. We're going to end Week 7 at 4-2. Got a game on the road next week against the Alabama Fire, and we'll be back home June 4th versus the Fayetteville Fierce. Thank you again for joining us here at Grady Stadium. Your final score, your Atlanta Phoenix 44, Jacksonville Dixie Blues 13. Great job, Phoenix.